back live in Dallas. Our starting goaltenders tonight, Antti Niemi for the Sharks. He is leading the NHL in that always important category, wins. 6-0, had another solid effort, 25 saves in St. Louis. The backup, Dan Ellis, remember him from the Nashville Predator days? Well, he's now with the Dallas Stars, and he gets to start tonight ahead of Kari Lehtonen, who's out with a lower body injury. Todd McLellan and the Sharks looking to match their 7-0 start to last season. And that is one of the new faces here with the Dallas Stars organization. Longtime coach of the Buffalo Sabres, Lindy Ruff, now running the show here in Texas. And they score. The Sharks, Tyler Kennedy on the first shift, 9 seconds into the game. And it's 1-0 Sharks on a screaming shot over the shoulder of Ellis.
Holy mackerel. That is getting into it and getting into it early. The San Jose Sharks, Tyler Kennedy gets his first goal. He just walks in and just snaps it. When we go to the replay, how important is it to win faceoffs and get after the puck? Well, the San Jose Sharks get there. Tyler Kennedy, he's been shooting and shooting and shooting. He snaps that one, and the Sharks get off to a huge pop of a start. And they're ready to rock and roll, Randy. Everybody's happy here.
1-0 Sharks as Kennedy gets the goal 9 seconds into the hockey game, and what a start for the Sharks here in their return to the Dallas Stars building. And now Kennedy with, of course, that ship still on the ice. They've only been on a few seconds. Another shot, and Ellis with the stick save. And what a rocky beginning for the Dallas Stars, who are coming off one of their best efforts in a loss so far in this young season for them. That was 2 nights ago in Colorado. But there's Kennedy, and another look through at that. Great shot.
Terrific shot. Well, Kennedy can really shoot it. You know what I think really is Patrick Marleau starts to slide in, it pushes the D back, and maybe that creates a bit of a problem on the shot. Maybe there's a screen there for Ellis. Good shot by Kennedy. And Randy, we've been seeing he can shoot. I mean, practices it, works on it all the time, loves to shoot the puck.
So it's 1-0 Sharks here in the early going. Kennedy missed the franchise record by 1 second. Previously, Stephane Matteau for the Sharks scored 8 seconds into a game 13 years ago at St. Louis. The Sharks ended up losing that game. That is the record, though, 8 seconds. Kennedy scores 9 seconds into this one here at American Airlines Center in Dallas. So it's 1-0 Sharks as Marleau sends it this side of the ice, or Chiasson rather, and now it is Wayne Whitney, the former San Jose Shark, the last original Shark, still playing in the NHL, out here again for a second year with the Dallas Stars as Ellis hands it off to Dillon. Dallas coming in with 4 points and a record of 2-3. They've played twice here at home where they're 1-1. Sharks perfect, 6-0, 12 points, leading the Pacific and tied atop the entire NHL with the Colorado Avalanche. A pass for Brent Burns cut off by Alex Goligoski, and now the Stars force it into the San Jose zone, cleared away from in front of the Sharks net.
Jay Woodcroft yelling at the guys right now, move, move! Wants to get the guys out of their zone quickly, something Brett Hedican talked about in the pregame. That quick breakout, that quick movement out of the zone for the Sharks.
D-to-D pass. This is Sergei Gonchar, the former Ottawa Senator. Gets it up for Fiddler, and Niemi makes the save as Fiddler faked the pass. And Niemi comes up with the stop. Back the other way, Andrew Desjardins. He's taken out on the play as Trevor Daley moves it up ice for Dallas. 1-0 Sharks here in the early going. Antoine Roussel can't settle the pass, and the Sharks clear it back out into the Dallas zone.
Well, you can see Dallas can really skate. They're a fast team. Something Todd McLellan mentioned to the guys obviously this morning and before the game. Dallas a very good skating team, so the Sharks have to be just as active on their skates tonight.
Right now they're calling Kennedy's goal unassisted. They may change that upon further review. A quick up pass for Jamie Benn. Niemi reaches out, can't get to it, as Ben taps it back toward the point. It's cleared through center by the Sharks. Brendan Dillon working it behind the net for Jamie Benn. Benn out on his top line with Tyler Seguin and Rich Peverley. Peverley also from Boston in that mega trade. Came over with Seguin, with Louis Eriksson, and prospects going the other way to the Bruins. Now Dillon to the other side. Robidas is kicked out by Niemi. Has that gone all the way through to the San Jose net?
I am not sure how Antti Niemi saw that. There's a terrific screen set up in front. Robidas placed that shot perfectly. Great kick out by Antti Niemi.
Niemi won his 99th game as a San Jose Shark on Tuesday night in St. Louis. Looking to get to the century mark. We've got a penalty coming up here, and it's going to go against Dallas.
Now it's going to be a power play for the San Jose Sharks as the Sharks were starting to move out of the zone on the breakout. And the great Ray Whitney, the Wizard, had to take a penalty, take Stewart down to prevent the Sharks to get out of the zone. Just coming out of the zone, there's the hook on the hands by Ray Whitney. Would have been a 2-on-1, produced that 2-on-1. And referees will make that call all the time. A penalty or an infraction that produces a chance for the team that committed the infraction is going to get called.
So Whitney sits. The Sharks go on a Cache Creek power play early here in the game. Up 1-0 on what so far has been called an unassisted goal by Tyler Kennedy. Marleau is shot, tipped. Ellis trying to find it. The defense blocked it in front of him. We see Jason Demers in that spot that would typically be occupied on the Sharks power play by Dan Boyle.
As you notice, Randy, right off the bat, Sharks win the draw. Patrick Marleau gets it to the center and gets the puck to the net right away. No waste of time in shooting the puck.
Here's a slap shot, short-handed save by Niemi. And Couture will get it back across as the Sharks regroup in their own end.
Big pressure by the Dallas Stars.
Now Marleau. Harassed from behind. Thornton to the side. And Ellis got across and Rob Pavelski.
They were cheering already on the Sharks bench, Randy. Heck of a save by Ellis. Good setup, great save.
Back at center, Robidas. Coming up on a minute to go on the San Jose power play. They're up 1-0 on the goal. 9 seconds in by Kennedy. His first as the San Jose Shark. Slapped in by Brent Burns. Now Robidas. Taken away by Dillon. Braun can't hold it, and it bounced through him. Now a race to it. Bearing down is Cody Eakin, number 20 on the PK for Dallas. Sharks have it. Half a minute to go with the man advantage. Matt Irwin lobs it in. Dillon back to the Stars. They'll throw it right down the ice.
Lots of communication. Whoa!
Niemi, trouble with it. And that came very close to going in.
It's always fun at the circus, isn't it?
That would have been the craziest shorthanded goal you'd ever seen. Stars clear it out one more time. That's it. Whitney's out of the box. And the Sharks come up empty on their first power play opportunity of the game. One shot credited to the San Jose power play, but they're up 1-0. Now Tommy Wingle's on. He's got Couture in front of the pass just behind him. Brad Stewart centered again for Couture. Now Marleau knocks it down, feeds it to the blue line. A wrist shot from there, high and wide from Scott Hannon. Hannon scoring in St. Louis. His first goal as a San Jose Shark in a long, long time, going back to 2007. There's a shot right on goal by Jamie Benn, saved by Niemi, who's been pretty busy in this first period, despite the fact his team's on top. Stars trying to get back to work here, 5-on-5. But that's a sobering way to start the game, for sure, partner.
It sends you back a little bit, puts you on your heels. Everybody talks about a great start at home. That one puts you back on your heels. You're thinking, oh, that's great.
Here's Pavelski, who was denied by Ellis on that great setup from Thornton on the power play. Now he tries to get the puck away on the far boards. In comes Whitney, scoots over the line. Looks to Trevor Daley, feeds Ben in the middle. Now back to the blue line, shot wide of the net. It'll rim around to this side for Whitney. Back to the high slot. And the shot there by Daley, blocked in front of Niemi.
Big pressure in front of the net. Lots of time for this actor. Lots of guys, I should say, trying to screen Antti Niemi for the Dallas Stars.
The Wizard, Ray Whitney, working against Matt Nieto. Nice job by Nieto against the veteran. Whitney now 41 years of age. You know, partner, the best thing about Ray Whitney still being in the NHL, it makes us feel younger. Nieto is shot. That just missed. Gets his own rebound, but he couldn't get it on net. Didn't have the angle.
Yeah, it's been a long time. We've known Ray for 22 years in the National Hockey League.
Originally drafted by the San Jose Sharks in their first ever entry draft in the National Hockey League way back in 1991.
Won a cup with Brett Hennigan in Carolina.
Sean Horcoff, the former Edmonton Oilers captain, picked up by the Dallas Stars. Part of a real makeover, not only of their lineup, but their whole organization. Worth mentioning, new uniforms and a new logo, too. New GM, new coach, new players. And they're hoping a new result come playoff time. They've missed them 5 years in a row. Tyler Kennedy has his first goal as a Shark. They have the lead.
Inside the glass, right here between the Sharks bench and the Dallas Stars bench. Let's have our look to our Lexus keys to the game. Number one for the San Jose Sharks, emotional equilibrium. Todd McLellan talked about the fact with the Sharks having a lot of motion, undefeated against St. Louis going in that Dan Boyle injury. They played with a lot of motion. He wants that to carry over. Skating with the Stars, not dancing with the Stars, skating with the Stars. They're a fast team. Todd McLellan wants his team going just as fast, moving as hard as they can. And he just talked about it between the break. Defense first, going from defense to offense. Make sure they take care of that.
A stretch pass intended for Marleau.
Offside.
And it is offside, so the play will come back outside of the Dallas Stars zone. Logan Couture, just one of those Sharks players who I thought Drew was just terrific in St. Louis on Tuesday night. Again, you and I didn't do that game, but of course we saw it like all Sharks fans did. Couture had a 2-point game, blocking shot after shot. Marleau was strong, Thornton was strong, and you really saw the whole group, but in particular the veteran part of this San Jose Sharks team really rise to the occasion after the seemingly horrific hit on Dan Boyle.
How often do we talk about the leadership group or the core of the San Jose Sharks and how important they are? That was a big reason, and really a big, showcase for the veterans.
Pass intercepted by Kennedy as Peverley was trying to make something happen from behind the net. Kennedy going to shoot it again from the same spot. This time it's off Brendan Dillon, sticking out of play. Here's your Sharks forward lines revealing at the top of your screen. Top three the same as they pretty much have been through the first 6+ games now. Change on the fourth line. Bracken Kearns, remember him from the playoffs last year? 32 years of age, playing in only his second regular season NHL game ever. Tonight, Brad Stewart back on defense, and he's subbing for Dan Boyle in that spot alongside Matt Irwin. And Hannon paired with Demers tonight as the Sharks' depth has been one of the hallmarks of their play so far this season. Still without, of course, Rafi Torres, who had surgery, and now Adam Burish, who successfully underwent back surgery today. And he'll begin the process of mending and rehabilitating as the puck is thrown toward the San Jose net. Another shot goes wide. Of course, Martin Havlat still recovering from his off-season lower body surgery. And Dan Boyle, who we hope won't be out too long, as the Sharks will be back home on Saturday, and then we'll head out on a tough 5-game Eastern road trip.
You notice, Randy, the Dallas Stars, when they get in the offensive zone, they want to throw it behind the net, and they want to work a lot below the goal line. Sharks going to have to find a way to shrink that zone and cut that off.
Eakin, right side, nice feed. Niemi with the right arm up to make the stop. Stars are getting pucks to the net. That's their 5th shot on goal. In fact, they're actually out shooting the Sharks right now. Thornton, his shot, saved by Ellis, off the goal post, and Hurdle just couldn't get to it in time.
Brent Burns protect the puck there. Gets that butt out. Pretty hard to get by him.
Thornton, nice pass, and the shot by Irwin, gloved by Ellis, as the Sharks, oh so close to making it 2-0. We'll be back.
You don't just get chances. You have to work for chances, even if you're the shooter. Joe Pavelski working, gauges his speed, slows up. Now he's going to slide to an area where he's going to get open. One-time shot, great save by Dan Ellis. But you have to be able to read the play and work for the chance. Sometimes you've got to go fast, sometimes you've got to go slow. Todd McLellan got on the guys, Randy, just between the break there, talking about blue line to blue line. He wants his team doing a better job, especially the forwards, coming back in the neutral zone to help the defense stand up. Got to bring some back pressure to slow the Dallas Stars down.
Ramenda inside the glass tonight, eavesdropping as he does so well. Hurdle with Thornton and Kennedy. Bounces free. Stars trying to get it moved out of their end of the ice. But Thornton on it again. Joe up top to Stewart. His shot saved by Ellis, no rebound. Hurdle Burns roaming around the front of the net. There's your Dallas Stars lines at the top of the screen as Lindy Ruff juggling things up a little bit to try and get his group on a little bit of a roll, trying to establish some identity for them, Drew.
Yeah, talking to Lindy today about identity, I said, where does that come from? Does it just come from the players or the coaches? Lindy Ruff told me, he said, it's got to come from the coaches first and the players have to grasp it. One thing he talked about with his team's identity, he doesn't want them to play scared. Much like John Tortorella in Vancouver, he wants his team to be aggressive and go after the opposition. Don't play out there in fear of making a mistake.
Andrew Desjardins, nice second effort to win the faceoff. Desjardins, of course, challenged Max Lapierre after the hit the other night. Got a 2-5-10 for instigating a fight. Here's a 2-on-1 for Dallas. And a great job defensively there by Demers to break up that 2-on-1. Now the Sharks trying to clear. Kearns just unable to.
Penalty coming up.
Valerie Nichushkin, the rookie from Russia, first-round draft pick for the Stars.
Maybe.
He's a little shaken up.
Sorry,
Randy, 2 or 4 minutes.
There might be 4. It might be 2 penalties coming up here. Nichushkin coming in. They're looking at, yeah, his nose. His nose is definitely bleeding, without a doubt. So right now, this may be a little bit of adversity right here for the San Jose Sharks. Stick already had come up from James Shepard. 4-minute high sticking, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a double minor to Shepard as Nichushkin is attended to on the Stars bench. So Dallas now gets a very good opportunity with a 4-minute power play, and their power play's been clicking of late.
Yeah, he's going to go to the dressing room right now, Nichushkin. He's going to be attended to. Definitely got it in the nose.
So Shepard with the double minor for the high stick. Stars 4 for their last 12 over the last 3 games. Their power play overall ranked 10th coming in. Sharks penalty kill at 11. Jamie Benn, number 14 on the puck. Tyler Seguin waiting on a pass that never got through the box in front of the Sharks net. Marleau can't clear. Here's Seguin. Tees it up, and it's off the skate of Justin Braun. Back to Benn.
Lots of good fakes by the Dallas Stars.
Gonchar to Seguin. Front of the net, backdoor pass, and a nifty one at that by Chason, but Ben wasn't there. Now Alex Chason wants Seguin. Great. And a good stick by Braun.
Yeah, really good collapse as well by Joe Pavelski.
Sharks just can't clear the puck. Marleau couldn't get it out. Here's Seguin to the net. A couple of chances, Chason and Ben, and it won't go.
Oh, Nancy Niemi looks really strong right now under pressure.
Seguin sets up into the scene. Here's Whitney with a shot. That trickles through front of the net. Marleau steers it safely to Niemi.
How Antti Niemi saw that, I have no idea. I'm almost directly behind Ray Whitney, Randy, when he takes that shot. And from my angle, Antti Niemi couldn't see anything. So what did he do? He just made himself as big as possible. Sharks can't get the puck out, so the Dallas Stars re-attack. Great chance right there on the scramble. Antti Niemi is able to make the save, and then the shot came back from Whitney under all kinds of pressure. Niemi still making the big save for the Sharks.
Right off the draw, Eakin is the second unit on for Dallas, and the Sharks get a much-needed clear there from Tommy Wingels. Goligoski to Cole. Cody Eakin, denied by Couture, came across.
Good job by Logan Couture, coming across, angling away, using that stick so effectively, as he always seems to do.
Reverse to Peverley. Cole, and cleared again by Wingels.
Sharks coaching staff getting on the guys right now, Randy. Get up, get up, get up. They want that gap closed off in the neutral zone. No space for a fast skating team. That's the best way to slow them down.
72, Big Eric Cole, former Carolina Hurricane, Montreal Canadien. Matt Nieto getting penalty kill shift here, gets it down the ice. Ellis waiting for the D change for Dallas as Gonchar gets to it. And now Seguin back on with Ben and Ray Whitney, top unit for Dallas. 1-0 Sharks lead on a Tyler Kennedy goal 9 seconds into this game, and that is a franchise record for Dallas. Quickest goal they've ever given up to start a game. Before tonight, it was 11 seconds, and it goes way back to when they were in Minnesota when Richard Martin scored for the Buffalo Sabres.
Did you say Richard Martin?
I meant Richard Martin. See the Sharks take on every NHL team this year with season tickets. Still on sale. They give you the best value. You get exclusive benefits, guaranteed playoff tickets, season ticket holder gifts, discounts, and more. To get season tickets, for more info, go to sjsharks.com/tickets.
Randy, you know what? You should try to broadcast the game down here because it's awesome down here.
I'll keep that in mind.
Okay, bud.
Here's Whitney, and he's just wide. Seguin fans, and I think Thornton interfered with that a little bit, getting his stick there in time. Back to Tyler Seguin, 1:10 to go on this 4-minute power play for Dallas.
Puck just hopped up on Joe Thornton there.
Good keep in by Ben, but then he's forced out by Burns.
Quick change from Sharks.
Quick regroup by Dallas. Seguin now on the near side boards, and he gave it away. Cleared out by Matt Nieto. Under a minute left. This will be a good kill for the Sharks if they can get through this final 45 seconds here on the double minor to James Shepard. Cole in for Goligoski. Gets it to the net, and Niemi steered it aside. Back to the point. They change sides. Niemi, a glove save. Rebound popped out of the leather. Comes back to Goligoski at the point. And out of play into the netting behind Niemi with 25 seconds to go.
Why is it awesome down here? Because the game is so fast. You know what? We're upstairs a little bit sterile and you can see everything develop. And it seems like players have a lot of time to make a play. There's no time. Guys get on each other so fast. They take away time and space. It is so quick down here. That's what makes it so great.
Well, where I am is miles from you. I can barely see you.
I'm the guy with the shiny head down here.
Will you shoot up a flare if there's a goal?
I will. You seem to do okay in that first one.
There's Goligoski and Dallas offside. Excellent penalty killing by the Sharks, Drew.
Really good penalty killing by the Sharks, Randy. And the Sharks coaches a little happier now. Not as much feedback now coming from the Sharks coaches. They very quickly rotated the penalty killers in and out. They liked the way that the defense stood up, and particularly the forwards helping so the defense can stand up. Good stick work defensively as well. Only 15 seconds left on the double minor.
Ray Whitcroft and Jim Johnson, part of this terrific Sharks coaching staff, who deserve their fair share of credit for this start as well.
Well, they get the fair share of blame when things don't go well.
The way it works, huh? Stars come ahead, one more rush here as Shepard gets back out onto the ice. Now the Sharks have to get out of trouble here with the Stars looking to set up in their zone. Up to Shepard, kept in by Dillon at the point. His wrist shot goes into the corner for Cole. Good back check there by Demers. And the Sharks with a big 4-minute penalty kill here in the first period. Still up 1-0 on the Tyler Kennedy goal. Quack and Kearns. Forechecking is the Chuskin, big Russian rookie, a World Junior star. In for Garbutt, his backhander smothered by Niemi, and he'll cover for a faceoff. We'll be back in Big D. Time for tonight's Ford right choice. And it was a right choice for Scott Hannon to shoot the puck in St. Louis on Tuesday night. Another look at Hannon's goal right here. Through the 5-hole on Jaro Halak. And for Hannon, his first goal in 60 games. And as we mentioned, his first as a San Jose Shark back to 2007.
Nice little delay by Joe Thornton. Scott Hannon jumps up at the perfect time. Lane was established for the pass. And do what you do. Shoot the puck. Can never go wrong shooting the puck.
Joe Thornton, a 4-point game for the Sharks. His 18th 4-point game as a San Jose Shark. Since he came to San Jose, only Sidney Crosby has more 4-point games than Jumbo Joe. Crosby with 25. That was Joe's 18th, as we said. And tonight, Joe playing in his 600th NHL game as a Shark.
And caught Joe by surprise a little bit today, Randy, as we mentioned it to him. He went, really? This is number 600 for me? The boys were impressed. His line mates were impressed. And he's been here for 600 games. And boy, when you think about great trades in the NHL for teams, how can you go wrong looking at Joe Thornton to San Jose and thinking, look at all the points and how this team's done.
He's got 7 assists in his last 4 games on a streak in the assist department as Brent Burns gets to it for the Sharks as they get back to some even strength play here after that 4-minute penalty kill on the double minor to Shepard. Hertl up at the point, able to get his stick to it, but now it's forced back out by Dallas. Demers sends it across for Hannon. 1-0 Sharks. Tyler Kennedy with the only goal of the game. It came 9 seconds in off the opening faceoff. Stars work it down behind the net. Antoine Roussel there, but so is Brent Burns. He tried to send Marleau in, but it goes on the backhand all the way down the ice, and icing is called.
It was interesting, Randy. At the first break, Tom McClellan really got on the Sharks about the way they were playing in the neutral zone. And then in that last break, neither of the coaching staffs were really talking to their players. They both just kind of let the guys relax. Sharks had a really good penalty kill. So Lindy Ruff's trying to get his guys into the rhythm of the game. They're on the power play, so it kind of disrupts the rhythm. So now he just want to let them sit back and relax and get themselves back into the game and all on their own.
A change in the face-off circle as Hertl will step in for the departing Joe Thornton against Rich Peverley. And Peverley tossed now. Seguin, who can truly call Hertl a kid. Of course, Sagan's 21 and Hertl's 19. Tyler Seguin also broke into the NHL at the age of 19. Dillon trying to bank that one off the boards, didn't have the angle. Thornton unable to clear, back to Peverley behind the net for Dallas. Up top, Robidas, the slap shot, saved by Niemi, they score! Tyler Seguin ties the game.
A ferocious forecheck by the Dallas Stars. They did a very good job on getting after the puck. As the puck goes into the corner, it got recovered by the Dallas Stars. Out to the point, shot, and then outnumber at the net. And we've seen Dallas so far tonight get after the net, get to the front of the net, win that battle in front of Antti Niemi. And Tyler Seguin gets his 3rd goal of the season. And we talked about him in the open, Randy. He is the guy that the Dallas Stars are going to depend on moving forward here to be the big goal scorer.
He's got points in all 5 games for the Dallas Stars. And as you said, picks up his 3rd goal of the year. Robidas will get the primary assist, and the Stars have tied it up here with just over 3 to go in this first period. 1-1 our score here in Texas. And this crowd with a chance to get on its feet. Cody Eakin wants Chiasson behind the net. Alex Chiasson, you'll remember he had that great start to his career last year. Then he got hurt late in the season. And of course, Dallas didn't make it to the playoffs. But Chiasson's on a tear to start this year again. Robidas and Peverley get the assist on Tyler Seguin's 3rd of the year. Kearns for the Sharks. And he's slowed down behind the net by Goligoski as Whitney plays it out to Gonchar. Alex Goligoski came to Dallas from Pittsburgh in the James Neal trade. The James Neal Matt Niskanen trade.
Yes.
Here's Nieto with speed. Matt Nieto scores! What a shot by the kid! It's 2-1.
A huge burst of speed. Talk about skating with the Stars. Matt Nieto with a beauty. What a recovery. What an answer back by the Sharks. Get after the puck in the neutral zone. Cut to the left and shoot it back to the right. There's not much Ellis can do there. That was just pure speed and a terrific placement of a shot by Matt Nieto. Didn't take a big backswing, a little backswing, but he got a lot behind it. Boy, oh boy, speed in this game, it kills.
Just a minute and 8 seconds after Dallas scores, Matt Nieto with his 2nd career goal. And what a shot by Matt Nieto. A shot heard all the way to Long Beach, California. Here's another chance for the Sharks as Brad Stewart's last one, it's tipped wide. Nieto again. Back to Matt Irwin. His drive deflects. We've got a penalty in front of the net against the Stars.
Joe Pavelski doing the work in front. I think Sean Horkoff is going to go off for the penalty. Paul Dvorsky making the call. A little discussion going on right now, but a huge answer back, as you mentioned. There's the interference called by the veteran official, but a huge answer by the Sharks, just as Matt Nieto gets the big goal. Just check out by the right side of the net. Here comes Sean Horkoff, and then he moves to the front. He is battling Joe Pavelski, knocks him down. Actually, 2 guys on Pavelski. And the Sharks have a 1:45 to go in the period on the power play.
18:15, time of the penalty to Horkoff. And now the top power play unit comes on for the Sharks. centered by Joe Thornton in the face-off circle. Jason Demers wants Couture, but it ends up on Thornton's stick. Back to Logan Couture. Put pressure by Dillon for Dallas.
If you ever watched, hold on.
And Couture's pass goes all the way back into his own zone.
If you ever watched the Buffalo Sabres, when Lindy Ruff was coaching them, they were very aggressive on the penalty kill, and they are right here. The Dallas Stars are doing the same thing with their new head coach.
Couture for Marleau. Patrick! And it's fought off by Ellis. Blocked it with his shoulder. Nice little play, and Marleau loves that quick little shot.
Yeah.
We've seen that so many times over his outstanding career as a Shark. Now Pavelski. Sharks down to a minute to go in the period. They will be on the power play for the rest of this first unless they score. Kennedy. He's got one of the 2 goals in this first period. That pass didn't get where he intended it to go. Irwin with a nice keep in. Sends it back around. Wants Kennedy. Hurdle into support. Chase on for the Stars, and he'll jam it down the ice. Good skating turn by Braun, and then he accelerates across the line, gives it to Kennedy. Kennedy back through the middle for Hurdle. Dillon gives Braun a rough ride, but he's able to work it to the point for Irwin. Tomas Hurdle. Pavelski for Braun. Braun for Burns. Burns keeps it alive, down to a dozen seconds. Shot goes wide. Irwin with time running out. Stick save by Ellis. Through the leg shot there by Burns. That'll go wide. And Burns trying to kick it out front, but that's going to do it for the first period here in Dallas. The Sharks will carry 15 seconds of power play time over into the second period. But an early goal from Kennedy, and then a beautiful goal by Matt Nieto. And the Sharks head to the dressing room with the lead. After 1, Sharks 2, Dallas 1, here on Comcast Sportsnet, California.
Sharks Hockey on Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Prism. Now your team can collaborate at a whole new level with video walls from Prism. Learn how at visitprism.com.
A shot there from the Texas State Fair. Back in Dallas, the Sharks leading the Stars 2-1 as we get ready to start the second period here at the American Airlines Center. Time for our McDonald's True Stories. And this was going into tonight's action in the NHL. The Sharks, the first team in NHL history to start 6-0 or better in back-to-back years. Remember last season, the Sharks in the 48-game year started 7-0. Right now, going into tonight, they led the league in goals, goal differential, goals per game average, shots per game average, and shot differential. Look at that. Almost 20 shots a game more than the opponent on average. And that best goal differential through 6 games ties the Edmonton Oilers of 84-85. They had a young man by the name of Gretzky, I believe it was pronounced, on that team back in 84-85. Gives you an idea how the Sharks have blasted out of the gate so far to start this 2013-2014 season. After tonight, the Sharks go back home for a quick respite on Saturday night when they will host the Calgary Flames. And what a great start they're off to. And then the Sharks will head out on a 5-game road trip, and it'll really test them. Games in Detroit, Boston, Montreal, Ottawa, and Los Angeles. Teams making their way back out onto the ice. Patrick Marleau, one of those guys who really responded after the Dan Boyle injury in the first period on Tuesday night in St. Louis. Marleau with a 3-point night, 6 shots, a goal, and 2 assists. Marleau trying to keep a streak alive, points in all 6 games. Joe Thornton, as we mentioned, his 600th game as a San Jose Shark. 673 points in that span of time. Joe coming over in that historic trade on November 30th of 2005. And as fate would have it in the NHL, one of the players he was traded for, Brad Stewart, now a teammate. Joe continuing to hunt down the all-time leaders in points and assists in the NHL as well. Joe now 3 assists behind Jari Kurri for 30th overall, and he's 4 points behind Hall of Famer Bernie Federko for 51st overall in points. And every time, Drew, that Joe passes someone in assists or points now, he's passing a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, and how many times have we talked about that's going to be Joe's ultimate destination at the end of his hockey career?
And we certainly hope, as all Sharks fans do, he's a Hall of Famer with a Stanley Cup ring.
Yeah, without a doubt, that's the one, isn't it?
Play underway here in the second period. Sharks leading 2-1 on goals by Tyler Kennedy and Matt Nieto. Tyler Seguin has the goal for the Dallas Stars. Stefan Robidas, the veteran defenseman for Dallas. That's played in along the boards by the Stars, but gobbled up again by the Sharks. A bank pass up to Kennedy at center. Dillon able to get it across to his partner Robidas. Now Roussel for Seguin. To the net, and that one deflected off of Braun, and Niemi able to save it, but it was almost Braun screening his goalie there.
Yeah, and deflected it almost nearby him. Great reaction by Antti Niemi, and the Dallas Stars have come out with some jump. Todd McCullum between the periods is eavesdropping a little bit, Randy, talking to his players about being more.
Here's a steal for Thornton, and a save by Ellis.
Sorry, Randy, be more attentive away from the puck, especially in the neutral zone and in the defensive zone. He wants them to be more active, and he wants them to have their sticks on pucks as much as they can. He thought their sticks were too much in the air on that period.
Joe Thornton's line on the ice here with Hertl, and right now, Tommy Wingels playing on the wing. Not Brent Burns. Could be in the middle of a change, and that's what it is.
So, yeah.
As Pavelski jumps over the boards and joins Wingels. Hertl still out there. He was on the far side of the ice, couldn't get off.
Jamie Benn has just gone to the dressing room, Randy. I think it's just an equipment problem because he was literally sprinting on his skates to the dressing room.
Ray Whitney. Now Eakin a shot. They score on the rebound. Trevor Daley ties it up.
Trevor Daley, a very, very active defenseman, gets his first goal of the season. He's got terrific speed. He comes from that back end, just follows up the play. Good attack. Trevor Daley's going to come into the picture right there, right down the middle. It's one of those ones where you, as a defenseman, you're backing up because you're reading the puck carrier, and you don't get the chance to look up down the middle and see Trevor Daley coming right down Broadway, and he bops it by Antti Niemi.
A tough break for the Sharks there, Drew, because that puck came right off Matt Irwin and deflected off Irwin straight to Daley. Really no chance for Niemi to make the adjustment.
So you're doing what you're supposed to do. You're blocking shots, but again, like you said, no chance to make the adjustment. And for the defense, it's a tough play as well. So Daley makes a nice read and jumps in. He is a very active defenseman.
Daley's first of the year, as you said, from Eakin and Whitney. And 153. So in this back and forth game, Dallas has come back. Now at the San Jose line, back on it is Andrew Desjardins. And it's picked up at center by the goal scorer Daley. Whitney out front, and Niemi a great save.
That is incredible.
Back to the point. Jordy Benn, the brother of Jamie Benn, wearing number 24 on the right side of defense for Dallas. As the puck goes down into the corner, Eakin there with Whitney. Whitney trying to fish it out. James Shepard gets to it for the Sharks and sends it ahead for Hannon. Kearns in for Desjardins. Kearns places it into the corner. Burns out there. Couldn't get it to the point. Has it again. Brent Burns forcing it backhand through the slot to the boards. Vlasic, his wrist shot deflected by Nieto. Quick shot from the point. That's a redirect by the Sharks, but it goes wide. Back down to Justin Braun. Here's Matt Nieto. Brent Burns. He rips one wide. Thornton, blue line, Braun, glove save by Ellis.
An incredible save by Antti Niemi, and you love this from a goaltender. Puck just bounces over the stick of Jason Demers, comes right out in front of the net, and what a save by Antti Niemi. Just a reaction save. Actually, it just hits him. But you know what? Talking to Rick Wamsley from the Ottawa Senators the last time the Sharks were back at SAP Center, and he talked about Antti Niemi does such a great job of protecting the net. He said good goaltenders are able to make the net a little smaller by just being in the right place at the right time.
2-2 the score. We're live in the second period at Dallas. This, now that the Stars are no longer in the Pacific Division, this is the Sharks' only visit to Texas in the regular season. Dallas will be at San Jose twice this year. The first one coming up December 21st, as that one will go for icing. Log on to CSNCalifornia.com and click on Sharks In-Game Live, presented by Esurance. Enhance your in-game experience on your smartphone, your computer, or your tablet. In-depth stats available up to the second box scores. Also get involved in the social chat with other fans at CSNCalifornia.com. And speaking of CSNCalifornia.com, insider Kevin Kurz, scheduled to join us in our second intermission, has an update on Dan Boyle, who's back in the Bay Area recovering from the hit he took on Tuesday night in St. Louis. Maxime Lapierre, who received a major penalty and a game misconduct for that hit from behind, will go through a hearing with the National Hockey League's Department of Player Safety tomorrow. And if there is a suspension, it may come tomorrow. We'll wait and see. I think the Sharks just cleared it away from trouble there, and now Brad Stewart will skate it out and play it up for Tomas Hertl. Hertl slap shot, but the Sharks are offside as he let it go just as the whistle blew. Hertl picked up an assist on Tuesday night in St. Louis against the Blues. 2 points in his last two games. 9 on the year now for the rookie, whose 7 goals still leads the NHL.
And he had a couple of dynamite chances to increase that goal total as well. But it looks like that Matt Nieto has moved up right now to the line with Brent Burns and Joe Thornton. He's Todd McClellan mixing things up, trying to find a little bit of a spark. Again, wants his guys to be a little bit more active. I don't think he liked their work ethic away from the puck, especially in that first period.
Give up that lead once, okay.
Yeah.
Give it up a second time. Now your coach is changing up lines a little bit. Thornton, and the one-timer by Burns just healed it a bit wide. Nieto behind the net, trying to wrap it around, and that was blocked by Ben. Sagan lifts it up the boards and into the San Jose zone, but Nieto tracks it, gave it up on the boards. Here's a shot and a save by Niemi. Sagan out front and through the middle of the zone, all the way past Peverly and into Dallas territory.
This is about as busy as we've seen Antti Niemi in any game this year, and he has been spectacular so far. 14
saves already for Antti Niemi. Here's the steal for Pavelski in the neutral zone, off a Dallas skate, but Hannon's got it. Gets it deep into the zone. Stars quickly up ice for Alex Chason. He'll have to chase down, and Demers wins the race to the top of the dots for the icing call.
Great play in the neutral zone. Brent Burns kicks that puck over to Joe Thornton and then gets ready for the puck. Of course, Joe's going to look to pass. One-timer, as you said, just heals it. Dan Ellis gets across with a really nice left-to-right push. But Matt Nieto has ingratiated himself onto that line in this second period, which is a change. And we saw Matt Nieto and Tomas Hertl got hurt at SAP Center against Ottawa, move into that line and get an assist on Brent Burns' game-winning goal.
Face-off coming here in the Dallas zone. 2-2 the score. We're live at American Airlines Center. Glad you're with us on this Thursday night on Comcast Sportsnet California. Don't forget, special 7 o'clock face-off time Saturday against Calgary. Sharks pregame live at 6:30 as Wingel's shot goes off a skate wide. Here's Hertl now with Pavelski and Wingels. To the front of the net and through the slot. Jumping into the play is Demers. That's off Hertl's skate. And the Stars now with a 3-on-2. Whitney wide to the left, and a great play by Wingels. Timed that move perfectly. Took Eakins out, and Hannon with a chance to get to the puck. Stars trying to keep it alive, and they do. Up at the point. A shot saved by Niemi. Demers to Pavelski, and now back up to Hertl. His pass a little behind Wingels, but he's onside. Tommy Wingels trying to get it deep for Hertl, and he does. At the goal line, Tomas Hertl for Pavelski. He'll delay. Trying to get back for Hertel. All the way to Matt Irwin at the point. Irwin scoops in, slowed down by Ryan. Carve it out to the front of the net. Picked up by Dallas. And it's Trevor Daley who scored the tying goal to make it 2-2. Playing it up ice for the Stars. Turned back over. Shepard over the Dallas line. Desjardins winds up. He'll wrist it through. That one hit Shepard. Shepard pursued by Daley, who puts Shepard down to the ice. Scramble on the boards. Back in Kearns there, number 38 for the Sharks in white. Now Jordy Ben up this side. Daley, bank pass, gobbled up at center. Desjardins trying to get off the ice at the end of his shift, gets it deep. Andrew Desjardins, of course, had that scrap with Lapierre after the hit on Boyle. Came back to assist on the game-winning goal. Talk about a guy coming through in a game the Sharks really wanted to win for number 22. 13:03 left in the second period. Drew Remenda inside the glass tonight, partner. I just threw to you, partner.
I'm sorry, I was just talking to Andy Moog. Andy Moog was telling me there was a hit. Carmel got carted off the ice tonight in the Detroit game. When you're looking at between the benches here, Randy, in this last break, referees came over and talked to Dallas mostly about line changes and when they wanted them to make sure they got the guys out there. It looks like a little bit of line matching going on. We'll keep our eye open for that.
Could you just pay attention, please?
I'm sorry. Well, I was talking to great Andy Moog.
The socializing can wait. This is a live broadcast.
I was getting information, partner. Getting information.
All right. We're going to let it go this time. I will. Our producer will. Here's Patrick Marleau clearing it out to center.
Like you'd pass up a chance to talk to Andy Moog.
The great Andy Moog.
The great Andy Moog.
We talked about those 84-85 Oilers. I think Andy Moog was on that 84-85 team, if my memory serves me correctly. Shot caught by Antti Niemi, who you pointed out has been a little busier than normal so far through this hockey game. We went to the point of talking about how the Sharks have typically been out shooting their opponent by over 18 shots per game, but right now it's on the other side of things with Dallas out shooting the Sharks by 5.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been very active in this second period. The Dallas Stars have got a lot of jump in with on the forecheck. Talking to Jim Johnson about that. Oh, Joe Burton just took a stick. I think it's Brent Burns. Talking to Jim Johnson about that. We'll get into a little bit more detail how the Sharks want to combat. Well, we can do it now with the offside. The forecheck of the Dallas Stars caused the Sharks to give up that first goal, and that's when they want to try to correct, I should say.
Peyton Manning makes his return to Indianapolis as the undefeated Broncos face Andrew Luck and the Colts on NBC Sunday Night Football. The action begins with football night at 4 o'clock on NBC. That is going to be a huge one. Not too much build up to that one, huh?
No, really. And the Colts owner, Jim Irsay, I think.
There's a shot and a save by Ellis on the tip by Nieto. Thornton behind the net. Back up to the blue line. Brad Stewart placing it off the boards, comes right in front. Ellis has trouble with it, still trying to find it. Loose puck out to Nieto. Here's Irwin to the slot, and Stewart's shot goes off a skate wide.
Kind of just handcuffed Brad Stewart that pass. Wasn't exactly where he needed it.
Almost a nightmare for Dan Ellis.
Could have been an easy fix, easy stoppage in play, but now the Sharks got a little bit of momentum.
Wingles with Thornton. Back to Tommy Wingles. Back to Joe. Walks the line. Feeds it for Hertel. He couldn't get his stick to it. Cannon waits for the line to get onside and slaps it in. Daley let it go. Pavelski's shot. Ellis the save. Out in front. Hertel takes a whack at it. And now Eric Cole trying to settle things down. Good push here by the Sharks mid-second period.
This is what they needed. And again, looking at the matchups, it's really interesting to watch Todd McClellan work on the bench. There's a lot of instruction about when to go and who's going. And if they're sending one guy, you got to be sending another group. The forwards really have to pay attention on the bench.
Stretch pass for Eric Cole. Held up on the boards by Shepard and forced out. Kearns bangs it away. Don Char up to center. 2-2 our score. Kennedy and Nieto for the Sharks. Seguin and Daley for Dallas as Goligoski stops up behind the net. Pursued by Desjardins. He pays the price, Goligoski does, but gets it away cleanly. Turned back over to Braun at center ice. Justin Braun. 2 goals on the year now. Braun came into the game +8 on the year. He's had a great start to his season.
He really has, Randy. I mean, defensively, he's been super. A little stretch here by Chiasson, offside.
Ron played over 25 minutes in St. Louis on Tuesday night. 3 shots, 4 blocks. And you look back last year at Braun and that hand injury, which he really played through all year. And he seems to have really bounced back from that.
He really has. You know what you notice with Justin is how good he is becoming with his stick. How good he is defensively, putting it in the right place at the right time. He made a couple of plays already tonight using his stick very effectively. That's such a big point, such an overlooked aspect of good defensive players, how well they use their sticks.
Stefan Robidas can't get past Marlowe's forecheck. Now Dillon. Sharks scored the first goal of this game 9 seconds in, 1 short of the franchise record by Kennedy. Dallas came back and tied. Sharks went ahead again. And Dallas has the only goal of this second period as we step aside. 9:38 left to go here in the middle period. Back in Dallas. Time for our Sharks tune-in text message sweepstakes. It's your last chance to win a Sharks prize pack, including a pair of Sharks tickets to Saturday's game against the Calgary Flames, along with an autographed puck. Tonight's password is HERTL, H-E-R-T-L, and text that to 742-757. You have till 5 o'clock tomorrow. Well, the goal that shocked the hockey world scored by Tomas Hertl against the New York Rangers. Never get tired of looking at this one.
We sure don't. You know, we overlook how great of a pass it was and how Tomas Hertl took it in stride. And then what a beautiful finish. Bar down, between the legs, bar down into the net. Adam Oates didn't like it. Who cares what Adam Oates thinks? That's a great goal. 17,500 absolutely loved it at the SAP Center.
Seeing Tomas Hertl move to Joe Pavelski's line in the second period.
Yep.
See if that's a temporary experiment by Todd McClellan.
Xavier Nieto right now out with Burns and Thornton.
Burns shoulder to shoulder with Dillon. Robidas there backing up Dillon. Plays it off the far boards. Seguin trying to settle it. Good forechecking by the Sharks. Burns still after it. Now Nieto comes across with Irwin as they overload the near side. Thornton back in pursuit against Robidas. It's a lot of work by Dallas to try and get the puck out, and they don't, and Burns just missed a puck that would have given him a great chance. Here's Seguin. Sharks hustling back, and he puts on the brakes, Seguin does, and loses an edge. That allows Joe Thornton to send it up ice. Here's a shot by Wingels, saved by Ellis, as Joe Thornton found Tommy Wingels alone up at the Dallas blue line.
Good change by the Sharks. Got Wingels out there. Nice transition by not only the Sharks, but Dallas first, and then San Jose.
A shot from the blue line, and it came off a stick to Pavelski, but he couldn't control it in time. Hannon throws it on a backhand, and now it comes to him at center ice. Sharks have to tag up. Brendan Dillon, number 4 on the blue line for Dallas. Debuted with them last year. An undrafted free agent signed by the Stars.
Is that ever a good play, a good move by them? Good player.
Antoine Roussel back around for Dillon. And that's rimmed all the way out and down for icing against the Stars.
Tommy Wingels jumps out on the ice, and he looks right away, and so he gets to be the stretch man as the Sharks make the change, turn the puck over as Tyler Seguin falls, and boom, quick up, and shoot the puck and follow up. Shoot the puck and follow your pass, or follow your shot, I should say, and Dillon battling with Tommy Wingels. And Jordan getting in the face-off circle. That's something that the Sharks do very well, is follow up their shots. For any kids watching out there, get after that puck. Don't just shoot the puck and admire your shot. I like to talk to the kids, Randy. I like to relate to the kids.
And you know the kids relate to you, Drew.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate it.
All of them except your own. I didn't mean that. You threw up a softball.
You know me so.
I had to hit it out of the park.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're not far off the target there, man.
That would be the pot calling the kettle black. Got a high touch here, and it's going to come back outside the zone.
Interesting. You know, you don't get to see it upstairs as much as we do down here, but there is a ton of communication. Lots of talk going on between the officials, linesmen, and both benches. Sometimes it's warnings, sometimes it's clearing up. misconceptions or misunderstandings. Now Kennedy and Roussel have a little few words with each other.
Couture in the face-off battle with Vern Fiddler. And Fiddler's able to get it back to Daly. Now Niemi out to the goal line. Carefully wristing this up the boards to Marleau. Battle on the boards. Marleau comes out with the puck. He's got speed down the left wing. He's got Pavelski. He shoots and it's saved by Ellis. On the wraparound, he scores! Or does he?
Well, there's no signal on the ice by the official. He just put his hands up, but Patrick Marleau thought it was in right away.
Marleau celebrated immediately. He says it's in. We'll find out on review.
That's the short net, the small net. Let's have a listen for the whistle. When did the whistle go? The referees are conversing right now. That was in.
Yeah, that's a goal.
That was in from that angle. That certainly looks like a goal.
I mean, we didn't see it technically cross the goal line, but the angle of Smith's pads, or Ellis's pads rather, would suggest it's in. Here's the overhead.
Here's the overhead.
Yep,
in,
that's
definitely in.
Patrick Marleau with what should be the 3-2 goal for the Sharks. It is under review in Toronto.
Now, the Sharks have Brett Heimlich, video coach, in the locker room right now. He is communicating to Jay Woodcroft. The Sharks coaches already know from that overhead angle that that is a goal. It went in, bounced back out. That definitely will be called a goal, as the Situation Room in Toronto will take a look at it. There's no doubt.
Off Daly's skate, off the toe of his skate.
Yeah, and in and out. Patrick Marleau, as you said, Randy, he knew right away. He celebrated right away.
Referee Frederic Lecoyer right there in consultation with the video goal judge here in Dallas and Toronto.
And Paul Dvorsky and Brent Burns are talking about it right now in front of me, and I think Paul Dvorsky had actually seen it and looked like he was directing, but Brent Burns talks to pretty much everybody out on the ice. It's amazing to watch him down here. He talks to everybody in that big smile without the teeth, a la Mike Ricci. He gets everybody chuckling out here.
And it looks like he's getting the final word.
The final word, it's going to be a good
And
goal.
let's listen in for the call.
After review, the puck did cross the red line on the original shot, therefore it's a good goal.
Marleau makes it 3-2, his 6th of the year, and Patrick Marleau now has points in all 7 games.
Absolutely amazing watching Patrick Marleau. Again, that's the change in the nets that they have made. The net is smaller, a little bit shallower, and guys like Patrick Marleau with all that speed able to come around, and he's looking up on the big screen as he's seeing it. It goes past the goal line, off the pad, and then back out to the blue paints, and the Sharks regain the lead.
A seesaw game here in Dallas. The Sharks have the lead back. Thornton's shot blocked by Dillon.
What did we just talk about with Tommy Wingle's shot? Follow your shot up. That's what Patrick Marleau did, able to get it, and he finished it off.
A pass into the seam for Nieto, but it was blocked. Dallas comes back 3-on-2, Chiasson. Whitney to the net, the save, and they score! Cody Eakin ties it right back up.
That is answering in their own way the Dallas Stars, much like the Sharks did in the first period. Again, the drive to the net, shot, looking for a rebound. And Todd McClellan has talked to his forwards. We mentioned that. Talk to the forwards about handling people off the rush, making sure you've got your head in a swivel, making sure you're back defensively to help the defense if you're a forward. And right there, Cody Eakin jumps on a big rebound and ties the game up rather quickly. This is becoming one heck of a hockey game. 27
seconds between goals there as Eakin gets his 2nd of the year. 3-3. Demers up the boards. Pavelski had it, lost it. Now Hurdle intercepts and gives it back to the big Pavelski, who slaps it in. So, no one too comfortable with the lead. On the other hand, neither side too uncomfortable trailing, or at least Dallas, who have continued to trail and come back 3 times.
Yeah, and that's another key. You know, the Sharks talk about it a lot. One of their big mantras this year has been shoot the puck, shoot the puck, shoot the puck. And you saw the Dallas Stars do it there. Shoot the puck, crash the net, grab that rebound. 2 big goals for the Dallas Stars off of just simple shots and a drive right down the middle.
The assists on the Marleau goal, Vlasic and Antti Niemi picking up an assist at 12:31 on the goal to make it 3-2. And then Cody Eakin coming back, set up by Chason and Whitney at 12:58. And that's where we stand now. 3-3 here in the second of what's shaping up to be a wide open affair. 6 goals already.
Big hit on the boards in the corner.
Vlasic absorbing it. Kennedy on to Couture. Sharks will change on the fly. Under 6 minutes to go here in the second. Robidas from center. Irwin back. Strong forecheck by Dallas, but a good up pass along the boards by Irwin. Now Kern's effort is intercepted. Back for Brad Stewart.
I got lost a little bit for a second.
Horkoff back checking against Shepard, who drives it into the Dallas zone. Goligoski back on it. Back to Shepard, makes a move around Horkoff. Takes a shot that goes wide. Kept in by Irwin. His wrister. Double tip effort there by both Shepard and Kearns. Neither got to it. Kearns keeps it alive to Desjardins. Andrew Desjardins leaned on back there. Now in comes Kearns as Desjardins hit the deck. Out to the blue line. A slapper there from Hannon that went wide and around to Jason Demers. Wants Thornton. Joe for Burns. Didn't have a shooting angle. Lays it off to Nieto. Back to Thornton. Joe turns from pressure. Across for Demers, and the one-timer didn't get all of it.
Nice cycle for his chance. Nice cycle. Good movement off the puck. Good activation by the D.
Burns, Nieto at the goal line to Thornton and on to the point. Hannon on this side now. Over to Demers as they switched up. In for Burns. Tip. And it trickles through to the crease and covered by Dan Ellis. 4.5 left to go in the second. A good one here in Dallas.
Something Brett Hedican talked about in the pregame as we look at Patrick Marleau's goal. The shrinking of the zone and the breakup by the Sharks. Keys to the game, Patrick Marleau starts down on his goal line and then he just goes after the puck. The breakout happens and then what? Follow up the shot. And then with that smaller net, he's able to get around and score that 3rd goal. Defense first, take care of your own zone, battle to get it out, and then finish it off like Patrick Marleau can.
Face off here in the Dallas zone with 4.5 to go in this second period. Wingles wants Hurdle behind the net. Cleared by Dallas to center ice. Irwin back the other way. Back to Irwin again. Hurdle. Ellis slows it down, wrists it hard off the glass, knocked down by Pavelski. Now Tomas Hurdle using his body to shield the puck. Back to Irwin. To Pavelski behind the net. Hurdle works it up top for Brad Stewart. His wrist shot trickles through traffic on a block to Fiddler. Stewart steps up, but he's got support back the other way. Roussel bumped off the puck there. Sharks surround the puck carrier. Now Sagan jumps on the ice, takes a shot that deflects wide. In front, Sagan pulling the trigger, and a second effort, and that went through the crease. Jordy Ben from the point, back around for Roussel. Back to the line. Roussel posting up against Irwin, leans on him. In comes Tyler Sagan, back to the point. Jordy Ben. And the shot and save by Niemi.
That's a good save with a nice shot, screen in front.
Trevor Daley pulling the trigger from that left point. He's already got a goal in this game. And Joe Pavelski will pull it off the boards. Under 3 minutes left here in the second. Sharks insider Kevin Kurz joining us in our intermission, along with highlights back in our studios in San Francisco. Marc-Edouard Vlasic picked up the primary assist on that Marleau goal, and as we said, Niemi also had an assist. That's Antti Niemi's second point of this season. Well, gear up for the new season at the Sharks store, the best place to find the latest and greatest Sharks merchandise, including all the Sharktoberfest gear. They've got limited edition t-shirts, pucks, and chrome steins. The Shark store is open Monday through Saturday, 11 to 5, and during all Sharks home games. Antti Niemi's other assist partner was one that is going to be one of the great trivia questions. Who had the second assist on Tomas Hertl's between the legs behind the back goal? It was Antti Niemi.
Really?
Yes.
That is a very good trivia.
I kid you not.
I didn't think you would. That's a very serious matter, second assist.
I don't know if it's that serious. Jason Demers had the primary. And a great stretch pass. That gets lost off in the replay of that goal, too. 2:10 left here in the second. Battle in the corner of the Dallas zone. Cody Eakin, who has the goal that tied this game earlier in the period. From behind his own net, and that was blocked partially by Bracken Kearns. Could have been a nightmare for Dallas, but they got it out. Ray Whitney, 2 assists tonight for the Wizard against his old club. He's closing in on 1,100 points. Could get there this year if he has a big year. Vlasic into the zone. Kennedy. Marleau checked out of the way by Robidas. Kept in by Marleau, who got all the way up to the point to make that play. Couture leaves it for Kennedy. He's closed in on by Horcoff, who hog-ties him, and Horcoff's going to get a penalty. It'll be a hold to Sean Horcoff, and there's the whistle. So a late power play, the first penalty of the second period.
Sorry, Marc-Edouard Vlasic. I'll tell you about this in a minute. Sean Horcoff getting the penalty. We'll look at the penalty first, and I'll tell you about Marc-Edouard Vlasic. The penalty, as the Sharks get the forecheck going, there's really no doubt about that one. Tyler Kennedy gets body position. Sean Horcoff gets his arm up around the chin for Tyler Kennedy. Marc-Edouard Vlasic was coming to the bench, and he was going to step over the bench, and the gate opened. And so he went from, about a 4-foot stretch to about a 6-foot stretch in a millisecond. And I looked at him and said, "You okay?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm flexible." But it could have been for a guy like you and me, Randy. We would not be that flexible.
We'd be month to month after that.
My goodness.
Pop a coin. Sharks power play. Chance to get back the lead that they've had 3 times in this game. Marleau, Demers through the slot and out, and now a race to keep it in. Patrick using all the speed he has, but Dallas able to clear it back to Niemi as we're down under a minute left here in the second period. 3-3 to score. It's Demers. Marleau on the entry, wants Thornton. Eakin intercepts. Pavelski's there, and he's got it.
Joe Pavelski's so good with his stick.
Demers, not much time to make a play, sends it back behind the net. Dillon cut it off. Now jammed up the boards by Dallas and cleared out. And here's a break for Cody Eakin. In alone, Eakin, and it's saved by Niemi.
Wow. It was a risk. It was a battle. What was going to happen along the boards as the Sharks were trying to be aggressive late in the period to keep the puck in. Cody Eakin wins the battle. The puck kind of bounces on him, but Antti Niemi there just very patient. He can see the puck bouncing. Eakin's going to try to go left and then shoot back to the right. Puck was rolling up a little bit on him. Not great control, but great positional control by Antti Niemi.
Trevor Daley advancing it off the Dallas face-off win. Always like to win that face-off.
Penalty coming up here. It's going to be to Matt Irwin. And there's going to be a scrap.
Dallas responds immediately. It's Roussel throwing the punches with Matt Irwin. Obviously, Roussel didn't like the hit. Daley's up and okay as Matt Irwin losing his helmet now. Roussel's is already off, and the linesman intervened. Antoine Roussel gets a cheer from the crowd here at American Airlines Center Well, both he and Matt Irwin will make their way to the dressing rooms now with
The original
only 19
penalty.
and a half to go in the period.
The original penalty going to Matt Irwin. Shot in the back. Daly goes into the boards. Dominic Roussel takes exception. And
Number 52,
Roussel just
San Jose, 2 minutes for boarding.
more tired than anything as he's going off. And with the Sharks right now,
So that nullifies the power play. It's a 2-minute penalty to Irwin for boarding and then 5 each for fighting.
and referee Dvorsky asking for one guy to go to the penalty box. They're asking, well, the Sharks are talking right now, asking for an instigator penalty. They're not sure why they don't get. And Sharks coaches want an instigator penalty, and they're not getting one. As you remember in the game against St. Louis when Maxime Lapierre hit Dan Boyle, Andrew Desjardins was charged with an instigator penalty. The coaching staff asking Paul Dvorsky right now, why isn't there an instigator call? And I don't think the answer or the question is satisfying either party.
So 4-on-4 here for the rest of this period, and then a little bit on into the third. And eventually, barring any further penalties, Dallas will end up with a power play out of this. Right now, it's a tie game. Late in the second, Tyler Seguin in front and through the crease as he tried to find Jamie Benn, and that'll be it for the second period. So the emotions come through at the end with the scrap between Roussel and Irwin, but we're all even through 40 minutes here in Dallas. At the end of 2, it's the Sharks 3, the Stars 3. Coming up, we'll check in with our Sportsnet Central studios in San Francisco. Then we'll visit with Comcast Sportsnet Sharks insider Kevin Kurz for an update. Back in Dallas in a moment. Back live in Dallas as we get set for the start of the third period. Sharks and Stars in a 3-3 tie. A smattering of teal in the sea of green here at American Airlines Center. Brand new Stars jerseys this year. New logo, new GM, new coach. Down at ice level, same old Drew Remenda with associate coach Larry Robinson.
I am standing up. Larry, is it more important to play better away from the puck in this third period or with the puck?
Well, it's better when you have the puck, certainly, but you know what we're not doing is we're just not skating tonight. You know, we've got to get that puck going forward. When we've got in and got any kind of a forecheck, we're okay. And then the other thing is we got to get more shots. You know, when you're getting shots, the other team doesn't know where the puck's going to go.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Sharks have just 18 shots so far in this game. And you juxtapose that to St. Louis on Tuesday night. They had 39 shots on Jaro Halak and the Blues. And as we pointed out early in our broadcast tonight, the Sharks have been out shooting the opponent an average of over 18 shots per game so far this season through 6 games. But that's not happening, or at least it hasn't so far tonight. But we've seen the Sharks really pour on in third periods before as Burns puts a shot and then a second on net there. They do it here in this third period. Cannon tees it up, saved by Ellis as Thornton went to the net. Burns to the net again, and Ellis pushes it out. 4-on-4 here for another dozen seconds. Then Dallas will go on the power play with Matt Irwin serving that 2-minute boarding penalty as he fights off that hard shot by Trevor Daley.
Trevor Daley has some jump. I had a great talk with Trevor Daley today and asking about, you know, he's been around when it was Mike Modano. He's been around when it was all the guys that were real Dallas Stars, the face of the franchise, and now he's one of the faces of the franchise. Asked about chemistry and coming together. He said, can't really force it. It's got to be organic. You can do a few things as a leader, but this is kind of new for him as well because he's now one of the guys that they're going to rely on to try to help spur that chemistry and bring this young team together quickly.
Not too many guys in this league play a decade with the team that drafted them or drafted him. Trevor Daley can say that. Here's Tyler Seguin, and that one off the bar.
And Antti Niemi was standing up, Randy, standing up trying to find the shot as the puck went from one side to the other.
Now another shot, and on the rebound, Benn Trying to convert that initial shot by Chason. Gonchar to Tyler Seguin, who has one tonight of the Dallas 3, and this one to the net goes wide. He looked for Chason in front.
Little look away too on that play.
Gonchar to Seguin. Down low, the jam play on, but Vlasic read it, blocked Chason's feed back out front, and cleared by Pavelski.
Boy, you're absolutely right there, Randy. What a great read by Marc-Edouard Vlasic. And again, I know I talk about it all the time, so is Brett Henneken. Use of the stick defensively.
5 seconds to go on this Dallas power play. Gonchar has it, and that'll go off of Brad Stewart, out of play, and that just as the penalty to Irwin expires, being served by Shepard. Here's the post shot.
Yeah, Antiemi standing up, trying to find it. He has no idea. There's two guys in front. One his own defenseman, Marc-Edouard Vlasic, and Seguin wastes no time and turns and fires that very close to his second goal. That would have been the lead for the Dallas Stars.
These are the most goals the Sharks have given up in any game this year. Their wins have been 3 games by a 4-1 score. Of course, the 9-2 over the Rangers, then 3-2 over Ottawa, and 6-2 on Tuesday night against St. Louis. So 3 against is a high. Desjardins touching the puck. We've got a whistle and a hand pass.
Yeah. Andrew Desjardins went into the boards heavy. He was getting in the forecheck, lost an edge, and slammed into the boards knees first, and he is bent over in a bit of discomfort.
I've liked his game so far this year, Drew, and I can't mention enough how he stuck up, obviously, for Dan Boyle, and he took on Lapierre after the hit on Tuesday night. Served his time, because he got the instigator, too. Served 17 penalty minutes, and then ends up assisting on the winning goal by Wingle.
Yeah, that says a lot about him.
Talked so much over the past few years about the Sharks' 3rd and 4th line production, and sometimes the lack thereof. That has not been an issue this year.
No, and you know what? We talked also about speed, Randy, and that 4th line now has some speed. It's got some jump.
Stewart, and that went wide. Burns got hammered by Dillon away from the puck.
Heavy work in front of the net.
Here's Brendan Dillon. He'll put it on net. Catch and drop by Niemi. Wingles can't get hold of it. This will go all the way back for icing. Well, we are coming right back at you from SAP Center at San Jose on Saturday night, a Saturday night on ice. We'll have a Sharks player mic'd, as we do every Saturday night. The Calgary Flames making their first appearance of the year. Pregame live at 6:30. And that's a 7 o'clock start Saturday night, because that game will also be on Hockey Night in Canada.
Would we say the surprising Calgary Flames?
You better believe it.
Yeah.
They've been off to a terrific start going into the night's play. Calgary, of course, now a division rival of the Sharks, with a record of 3-1-2, as Niemi makes the save.
People are looking at the Calgary Flames and saying they're going to be a lottery-picked team. This is a team that's in a major league rebuild. They've gotten rid of Jerome McGinley. They got rid of Jay Bouwmeester. But then they've got a guy who's a leader, Mike Camilleri, and they've got some young guys they're going to have to make a decision on. This road trip in California is going to be very important in that regard for the Flames. It's a big test for the Flames.
And that's Saturday night here on Comcast Sportsnet California. Marc-Edouard Vlasic work in the corner with Braun. Marleau trying to move that puck and hit a Dallas skate. Now he'll flick it out of trouble through the middle of the ice. And that'll come back.
Almost got on net. You know, look at that trip that the Flames are coming up on. They're going to play San Jose, LA, and Anaheim. That's no easy trip through California. Those are 3 tough teams.
And then the Sharks, of course, have a pretty doozy of a road trip after that. Starting in Detroit against now the Eastern Division Red Wings. On to Boston, then the first back-to-back of the year in Montreal, and then the next afternoon in Ottawa. Kind of a quick turnaround as well. That'll be next week, a week from this coming weekend, the 26th and 27th. And then the Sharks will finish the roadie in LA. First meeting against the rival Kings.
Lots of talk going on right now, Randy, with Joe Thornton, who's talking to Brent Burns and Matt Nieto, who's urging the guys, say, hey, we got to get one right now. Come on. And we know that this could be an interesting push right now for the Sharks. So he's talking his guys up. Brent Burns talking to the rookie Nieto.
Daly, they switch sides. The shot comes wide off the backboards. Little battle behind the net. Couture there against Fiddler. Fiddler with the puck, wraps it around, and Niemi's got the post covered.
Brent Burns is, it's interesting to watch as the play continues on the ice. Brent Burns, very encouraging guy on the bench. Now Hurdle is going to come out with Burns and Thornton. Shot towards the net. Again, traffic. It's just a battle for the puck. The Dallas Stars do a nice job jumping on. They've been very good behind the net. Vern Fiddler, just a workaholic. And of course, Sharks fans remember Vern Fiddler from the days with the Nashville Predators. But the guy is just a veteran guy. He's one of those guys that you love on your team. He's a glue guy, Randy. Glue guy.
Jam guy.
Yeah, gets jam on him.
No, he gets dirt on him.
That's right.
Joe Thornton tossed out of the face-off circle. Thornton lights out through the first two periods. 71% on draws. Hurdle will take this one, and he wins it. Burns. The up pass for Hurdle. He's got it right to the stick of Thornton. Joe looks across, and he finds the open man, Hannon. Hannon to the net. That's off Eakin's stick. And Robidas sends it up the other way to Chiasson. To this side for Ray Whitney. Poke check by Demers. And a second by Demers. Whitney still got it. Ray Whitney with 2 assists tonight. Turns it over to Thornton there, and it's back out through center for Brent Burns. We mentioned Whitney closing in on 1,100 career points. He's 66 away from that. He's enjoyed quite a career against the Sharks when he's played them. Averages almost a point a game against his old club. But you could say that about a lot of clubs. This is Ray Whitney's 8th NHL team. Wingles tried to sneak one in, but Ellis had it covered. Sorry to interrupt you there.
No problem. I was going to talk about the battle in front. Pavelski battling like a madman in front of the Dallas net. Getting hacked. We get a little chip up there on Seguin, but Joe Pavelski battling like crazy in front of the net.
It's certainly been an emotional 2 weeks for the Sharks in the early going of this season. And especially on Tuesday night in St. Louis with the Boyle injury and all the extra ice time that was doled out by Todd McClellan by necessity because, of course, Boyle was lost for the game. Pelech was lost for the game. Desjardins missed a period. Here's Cole. Vlasic playing against Big Eric Cole. Cole gets it out front, and the save by Niemi there as the rookie Kushkin put it on target. Another shot off a skate in front, clear to the point but not out. Now Daly loads up, shoots Niemi, the glove save.
What a save by Niemi, and there's another battle. Cole and Marc-Edouard Vlasic as the sticks and the fists got up in front of the net. Boy, Dallas doing an excellent job behind the Sharks net, something Jim Johnson talked to me about at the end of the first. They want the Sharks to do a better job, his team do a better job behind the net. See if they can cut that play off early. But this is just battle. This is one-on-one battle. Watch 44 Vlasic, 72 Cole going at it. Little shot to James Shepard behind. And just getting guys inside, keeping them to the outside if you can, if you're the Sharks. Good glove save by Antti Niemi, wanting to get a hold of it, stop play, settle everything down. But this game has just picked up in intensity from minute to minute. This third period has started out great. If you're a hockey fan, you like that tough stuff in front of the net, you're seeing it. Oh, if you wouldn't be a hockey fan, why would you be watching, right?
Well, if you were a Drew Remenda fan.
Well, yeah, there's not many of those out there. I think my mom doesn't get us in Vancouver. I'm not even sure she is. I think she likes you better.
Eakin still with it. Hands it off to Whitney. Whitney just places it into an area. Chiasson. Here's Whitney, and that's deflected wide. Jordy Benn at the point, and he misses. And finally, Brad Stewart with a little room and time to get it out of the zone. And onto the stick of Couture, who gets it back. Marleau trying to work it through some Dallas sticks to the blue line for Vlasic. Couture, Marleau, back to Logan, back to Vlasic. Couture with a quick shot, and just wide.
Again, another guy working away from the puck. Logan Couture to get open for a shot.
Sharks make a quick change on the fly. Joe Thornton jumps on the ice. Now so does Hurdle. Tomas Hurdle on the far side. Trying to whip one through the net. It's blocked by Eakin. It's in his gear, and we get a whistle. 13 and a half left in a tie game here in the third.
Whitney playing for the Dallas Stars, over 1,200 games in the National Hockey League. Talking to Lindy Ruff today, his coach. Why is Ray Whitney able to last in the league? He said, well, you tell you what, number one, he's super smart, super intelligent. You don't know, you can't play this long without knowing your way around the National Hockey League rank. The other thing he talked about is his ability to be fit. You have to be a fit guy. He said his fitness level is exceptional. Ray Whitney won a Stanley Cup with Brett Hedican in Carolina and continues on. I asked him, I said, when are you going to quit? He said, I'm going to make him rip the jersey off my back.
Drafted in the second round after Pat Paloon by the Sharks. Here's Hurdle. Now Thornton behind the net. Burns jams one that went wide.
He and Patty Paloon played the same junior team together.
Hurdle, wraparound try. Ellis got his pad across. Demers, and he can't hold it in. Whitney played for the Sharks, Edmonton, Florida, Columbus, Detroit, Carolina, where he won that cup with Hedican. Then on to Phoenix for a couple of years, and now in his second year here in Dallas. 41 years of age, and he'll be an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year. Well, registration's now open for a great event. It's the Sharks and Strikes Bowling Tournament. Tuesday, November 19th. You'll get a chance to spend the evening bowling with family, friends, and your favorite Sharks players at Bowlmore in San Jose. Go to sharksfoundation.org to register and for more information. That's a great event. Looking forward to that. Sergei Gonchar chasing back for Dallas here. A tie game in the third period.
Bad little move by Goligoski.
I'm going to say he's getting a little careless with the puck there, but you got to appreciate his ability to escape. Shepard in deep. Bracken Kearns gets a body on Goligoski. A collision in the neutral zone between Cannon and the Dallas player playing the puck, Garbutt. Bracken Kearns across, shot wide. Kearns off the rebound, trying to corral it behind the net.
A little nonverbal communication there by Matt Irwin. He was tapping his stick frantically. Desjardins and Roussel jawing at each other as going back. More shots, more chirps back and forth.
Pavelski pulls the trigger, blocked by Daly. Up to the point, fed back deep by Wingles, and it comes around for Chason, but Nieto quickly to it to keep it alive. Now Wingles in the corner, turns, plays it out front, overskated by Nieto, now slapped at by Braun wide. Here's Alex Chason, busts out of his zone for Dallas. Across center with Cody Eakin. Strong back check by the Sharks, and Niemi will catch this that was headed around the back of the net, but safely corrals it for now.
We saw the Dallas Stars score 2 goals by driving the middle. Watch Andrew Desjardins kicks it to the outside. Now he's going to drive the middle. Shot on net, and if that shot doesn't bounce, or that puck doesn't bounce on Matt Irwin, there you've got Andrew Desjardins in perfect position to maybe slam home a rebound. Important to move off the puck. It's one of the things we talked to Larry Robinson about, and that's that fourth line, that line that brings a lot of energy and a lot of jump to the Sharks. And Andrew Desjardins driving the net. A little bit of a push on right there, and then there's a little bit of action away from the puck as the guys were changing.
Not too many nights the Sharks have come into this barn and had an easy night with the Dallas Stars as Niemi stops that backhand attempt by Jamie Benn.
Well, that's something that Todd McClellan talked about today. He was, concern wasn't the right word, but like every coach is concerned with how his team's going to respond after a big game where there's a lot of emotion, knowing that coming into this building has always been a tough game against a usual Pacific Division rival, but still no longer the Pacific Division, but still a rival.
Seguin's line on the ice with Benn and Peverley.
Let's see, watch the game that the Dallas Stars played against Colorado. He knows that they have got some jump and they've got some ability, especially being able to use their speed.
Well, the only reason Dallas didn't come back and at least tie that game and force overtime or a shootout was Varlamov, the Avs goalie. He was terrific on Tuesday night against Colorado, especially in the third.
He was amazing, wasn't he? That was the third where they were just, the Stars were doing everything right.
Jason Demers, the entry pass on the left side for Hurdle. Hurdle gets a body on Dillon. That gets the puck to Thornton out front. A chance for Burns. Thornton backhands it to the blue line.
That was a good change by the Sharks. Good change. They got a near chance.
Thornton in traffic. Out front, the backhander by Hurdle. And he's tripped up trying to get to the rebound. Burns battles down low. Dillon for Dallas. Hurdle gets a stick in. It's kicked by Cole out front. Here's a chance for Burns, and Ellis stops it. Still loose to Hertl.
Penalty coming up to Dallas.
Hertl checked by Seguin behind the net. Cross-checking the call against Brendan Dillon, I believe. And the Sharks will have a power play here in the third.
I got Dallas penalty. 2 minutes to cross-check.
Oh, that's a shift right there by the Sharks. Big push by the top line. And this is the play right here. Joe Thornton comes back, a little mishandle, and then Brent Burns using that big body of his. There's the cross-check on Brent Burns by Dillon. Good little play by Hertl. Get the puck. There's the cross-check on the hip. Knocks him down. Jam at the net. And the Sharks have a power play opportunity.
9:41, time of the call. Cross-checking to Brendan Dillon. And the Sharks with a fourth power play tonight.
James Patrick is giving it to one of the officials right now. James Patrick, assistant coach, longtime NHLer, assistant coach, going after the referees about that call. Not very happy about it.
There's Patrick, a longtime player for Lindy Ruff in Buffalo. Off the face-off, Sharks get the slap shot from Pavelski. Now Marleau. Thornton. Demers blocked. And Thornton back on it on the half boards down to Couture. He's pressured. Now Marleau will skate with Fiddler. Couture comes across, keeps it in, and now it's cleared out.
You hear the Sharks bench right now yelling, help, help. And what they want is when the puck goes in along the boards and the Dallas Stars pressure, they want more than one guy over there battling for the puck.
Couture kicks it in. Time for Goligoski, but Couture gets it back. Thornton, short give on the boards for Pavelski. Back to Thornton.
Yelling to move. They want the D to move.
Pavelski goes left side. Irwin wrists it, tipped in front by Couture. Stars can't clear first time. Robidas doing his best to try and get it out, and Pavelski can't hold the point. Under a minute left on the power play now.
Two things, Randy. Sharks bench coaches yelling move because they don't want the power play to stand still, and help all the time. Help to move.
Hertl on the entry. It stays in at the point. Stick save for Ellis. Now to Braun rather. Now Hertl boots it. Justin Braun on his forehand. A little flip to Kennedy. Kennedy back for Braun. Matt Irwin, wrist shot, and it's saved by Ellis.
Burns in front. He and Daly are battling.
Kennedy, and it's back to Braun once more. Irwin loads up, shoots, saved by Ellis. He'll hold it.
Brent Burns not happy. Trevor Daly and Brent Burns were battling in front. And Trevor Daly had a hold of Brent Burns' stick for a good portion of the time. They start to move in front. Sorry, that's
Jordie Benn.
That's Jordie Benn. Sorry, I thought it was Trevor Daly. And you can see that Jordie Benn, the brother of Jamie, grabs the stick. A little complaint going on. No call by the official. 13 seconds left on the power play. I'm sorry, I thought it was Trevor Daly. Jordie Benn now yelling at the refs. Lots of stuff now as the game is picked up and is starting to get late. The intensity certainly has picked up and the emotion from both teams.
13 to go on the power play. Sharks win the draw. Brad Stewart shot just wide. Might have been deflected. Wingles. Cannon. Stewart. Saved by Ellis again as he flashes the leather. 3 to go on the power play.
From the face-off, they want quick shots. They want shots all the time, the Sharks coaches. And then the puck is going to get retrieved by the Sharks. Good battle behind the net. Tommy Wingles, low high, going to go D to D. Shot, trying to get out in front. Goligoski does a nice job of screening out Desjardins, not allowing Andrew to get to the front of the net. The Sharks just making sure that Brad Stewart knows that Dillon is coming out of the penalty box.
5 shots on this power play for the Sharks. Battle going on between Nieto and Goligoski away from the circle or just on the edge.
He takes that draw.
Nieto, Desjardins, that's blocked, penalty over. Nieto to Wingles. Wingles hits the outside of the net. Now it trickles into the goal crease. Ellis covers.
There we go.
And then everybody converges. Sharks come up empty on the power play tonight. Still 3-3. We'll be back in Dallas. 3-3 here in the third period. Tommy Wingels, game winner in an emotional game on Tuesday night, Drew.
And a goal that you would expect from Tommy Wingels. Just a hard-working goal. Look at Tommy, he's going to work off the net, go to the puck, and then just continue to work and retrieve it, of course, with Andrew Desjardins in front of the net. Just good work by the line, working behind the net. We've seen that tonight from the Dallas Stars, working behind the net. And we've seen Patrick Marleau score with that kind of wraparound. So that smaller net, that shallower net is certainly proving to work for the National Hockey League and the teams that want more offense.
First career game winner for Wingels. Sharks have 6 wins. They have a game winner from 6 different players. And if I'm correct in my calculation, for 5 of them, their first ever game winners.
Yep.
That's pretty cool stuff.
Very cool stuff. And you know, again, so different from the last year's start of 7-0. When the majority of scoring was by 3 or 4 guys. Now everybody's involved, and it goes back to that depth we've talked about. It's a very different team, a better looking team, a faster team.
Thornton behind the net with Burns, tied up by Robidas. The puck sprays out to Jason. He'll flip it clear to center. Batted down with his glove by Irwin, but it comes right to Eakin. Cody Eakin brings that one up into the high corner glass. Not sure what the plan was there. And Dallas will have to tag up here under the late offside.
It's a tough play for a defenseman to, you know, the puck's up high, you know you've got pressure coming. What are you going to do with it if you're Matt Irwin? He just tried to knock it down, but the puck just stopped in the neutral zone.
Ferocious back check there by Peverley. And Ben hits the post, and it goes up out of play.
Wow, those are the types of things you cannot have. Todd McClellan not very happy with that neutral zone turnover. Trying to battle, trying to get the puck through the neutral zone. As you said, Rich Peverley, great back pressure, quick transition. Now this is the wrong guy to have it if you've got a tie game and you're cheering for the other team. You're not cheering for the Dallas Stars. What a shot by Jamie Benn, their big star player, their captain. That's a good shot, a good attempt. Very close to the Dallas Stars taking the lead.
They've hit 2 posts tonight.
Yeah. So that neutral zone that Todd McClellan talked about, the blue line to blue line play.
Now Sagan, and his shot is blocked. Vlasic and Vaughn from behind the San Jose net. Wanted Marleau, that didn't get out, and it's tipped just wide on the shot by Jordy Ben.
Almost Ben to Ben right there. Oh, here we go.
Couture. And his shot blocked. Lobbed clear by Sagan.
Nice.
6.5 here in the third in a tie game. Kennedy, Nieto, and Marleau with the Sharks goals. Sagan, Daly, and Eakins for Dallas. The board pass intended for Garbutt, and that'll be icing.
And the fans complaining, but that's the new rule. That's the new rule. That one's a tough one. Again, the compromise there. You're looking for the safety in this issue. Puck is bounced in. Clearly, the defenseman has won that battle to the hash mark. And that's where the referees make the call. That's the compromise. You're no longer having those races for those close races for the puck in order to prevent the players from really getting injured, crashing into the end boards.
The line of demarcation, if you will, being that hash mark at the top of the dots, not the lower dot,
right,
lower hash mark.
That's the decision being made. Who's got the advantage at that point? That's when the linesman deems to make the call or decide it's a race.
My first demarcation this season.
I like it.
Hannon for Wingels tried to get it out quickly, but it was intercepted.
You see Scott Hannon coming back, and you heard obviously from the sound, you got time, you got time. Letting the guy know, from the bench, letting the guy know he's got a little bit extra time. There's no pressure coming after him, so he can get his head up and make a play. Lots of communication going on.
At center, Fiddler takes it, turns, feeds it into the San Jose zone. Chip back out. Roussel, who had that scrap with Irwin. And it's dumped in by Pavelski. Sharks change up. On comes the Thornton line with Burns and Hurdle back up there now. Eakin through traffic. Whitney trying to dangle. Hurdle across. Robidas beat him to the puck as Whitney sends it back for Dillon. And now Brent Burns busting past Dillon, and he got tripped up. Caught up partially in Darren Gibbs, the linesman's skate.
I mean, Darren skates, and also with Dillon.
Whitney Drops the shoulder, fakes the shot. Now has it blocked by Irwin. And skating out with it is Logan Couture. He's got Kennedy on his wing, who stumbles. Couture trying to buy some time because he recognized that Kennedy had lost his edge. Now beyond center to Marc-Edouard Vlasic. And Marleau trying to get it deep, but it bounces off the defenseman Robidas. Now Dillon gives it back to Stefan Robidas. We're under 5 minutes in regulation. Tie game here in Dallas. Jamie Benn. Checked by Braun. Marleau there to collect it. Tried to lead it through to Vlasic. Now a battle behind the net again, and it's Braun, and he chips it perfectly up for Kennedy. In stride, he takes it across center with Pavelski. Kennedy winds up, fires. Ellis the save. Kennedy gets it to the far board side. Peverley on it for the Stars with Jamie Benn. But Benn peels off on a change, and Peverley loses the puck.
Great back pressure by Patrick Marleau on that one, Randy.
Sharks need a change too, and Pavelski will circle to help enable that. Demers slaps it in. Rims around for Jordie Benn. He slows it down, but that helps the Sharks, but Demers can't hold it at the line. 4 minutes to go.
I don't know if you can tell up there, but the pace is really picked up down here.
Wingels in for Nieto. Back for Tommy. Wingels protects the puck, pays the price. Garbutt puts him into the boards. Demers with the shot, deflected wide. Now on the other side, Hannon jumps in. There's pass for Nieto. He fanned on it. Back comes Dallas. Antoine Roussel through center. Pass to Vern Fiddler. Fiddler wants Roussel. It's caught by Niemi and held.
Wow.
3.5 left in the third here in Texas. Time for our Toyota game summary. Get you caught up on the scoring in this one. It came early and it came often. Tyler Kennedy 9 seconds into the game. Then Seguin for Dallas tied it up. Still in the first, Matt Nieto. Great shot for a second NHL goal. Trevor Daley in the second, tied it again. Sharks took back the lead. Patrick Marleau on a wraparound, but 27 seconds later, Eakin with his second of the year. 6 goals, a combined 59 shots. Dallas with 30 to the Sharks 29. It's been a very well-played game. It's been a tight game, lots of action. And now it's coming down to the last 3.5 of regulation, and it might take longer than that to sort this one out.
It might.
Joe Thornton, and he gets it up to Brent Burns. Burns challenging Robidas. And Robidas played the angle very well on the bigger Brent Burns. This is Dillon for Dallas. Intercepted by Thornton. Back around for Robidas. And to center now, Matt Irwin. Irwin in for Kennedy. He's got it down the right wing side to the middle of the ice. He wanted Couture, who was upended by Benn. Now back comes Dallas. Rich Peverley, number 17. His pass deflected away by Vlasic. Sharks looking to move it quickly here, and they do to Marleau at center. Patrick Marleau against Jordie Benn. Backs off to the half boards. It deflects off a Dallas glove in front of the net. Here's a chance for Marleau, and he missed high. Might have been deflected. Couture out for Kennedy. Didn't see it in time, went through the wickets. Kennedy took the hit from Fiddler, got it down into the corner. Goligoski for the Stars. Jordie Benn up for Roussel. Hannon back, pursued, needs help from Demers. Now Nieto comes back, and he gave it up. Vern Fiddler against Demers. They dig in. Off Nieto's stick, back to the point, and it's bobbled by Goligoski and over to Gonchar. 1:45 left. They change him up late here in the third. Eakin bearing down on him as Irwin. Thornton back defensively and around for Jason Demers. Now Thornton takes it and elects to chip it up through center ice.
The things the Sharks coaches are talking about right now, Randy, is get on the wall and get it out. Talking about their guys getting on the boards, making sure they win those battles when it gets into their zone.
Brad Stewart, first game back for him off the suspension. Tomas Hertl in against Robidas. Stewart's going to jump in, and that's intercepted by Whitney. A minute to go. Ray Whitney from center. He'll dump in. Dallas gets a change. Falling there was Couture, but he's able to clear the puck. Daly keeps it away from the speedy Marleau to Jordie Benn. Touch pass at center. Ends up on Peverley's stick, and he'll wrist it in hard. On the far side, Seguin trying to meet it. Jordie Benn for Tyler Seguin. Seguin with Jamie Benn. Saved by Niemi.
That's the battle on the wall.
Here's Daly behind the net. Peverley reversing right out to Couture. He missed Benn. Couture doesn't clear.
Logan's a little tired here.
This will be flipped up to the point. Still in the zone. Couture knocks it down with his glove, and he'll get it out here. Jamie Benn. Jordie Benn rather, one last rush here in regulation. Dumps it in. Vlasic back. He's got it, and we're going to go to overtime.
Certainly the pace and the intensity and the emotion picked up.
Joe Thornton getting his breath as we check in with Drew Remenda inside the glass. You've got a perfect view of everybody hydrating and getting ready for this 4-on-4.
Yeah, they really are. Interesting when you watch the two benches. Very stoic coaching staff for the Dallas Stars. They don't say much. There's not a lot of feedback coming back from our veteran guys. They let the Dallas Stars kind of talk to each other. On the Sharks bench, there's a lot of things going on. The coaches are really into it. They're talking back and forth. There's a lot of feedback coming back to the players. So it's very interesting to watch the two dynamics on the bench. The one thing that we've noticed on this period is that there's a lot more animosity now as the players go off the ice. The Sharks coach is also talking to their guys about getting the puck out when they've had the opportunity. They haven't done that as well today as they had in the first 6 games.
So for the first time this season, the Sharks will go to overtime. And for only the second time this year, they'll be involved in what will turn out one way or the other to be a 1-goal game. They beat Ottawa 3-2. Nothing else has been as close. Last year, Sharks came up 0 for 3 in the overtime period. Dallas 2-3.
And both coaches talking this morning about work ethic. That is one thing that players can't control in a game. Sometimes you don't feel like you can control anything, is how hard you go out and work.
Thornton and Burns out there to start the overtime. On the forward side of things with Hannon and Demers on the back end, and this is Jason Demers. Eakin and Chiasson up front for Dallas with Robidas and Dillon. And Burns takes the pass to center. Gets it deep, forces Dillon to turn, and Robidas. They overload this side, and Robidas gets to it first. A board pass up for Chiasson. Couldn't catch it cleanly. Coming across is Demers. Plays that nicely. Leaves it for Thornton. Joe Thornton slowing things down a bit. Sharks will execute a change on the fly as Vlasic jumps on for Hannon. Thornton takes the seat for Logan Couture.
Joe Thornton was talking to the bench, saying, everybody get ready, because he was going to make the change, keep the puck, let them make the change so the Sharks could possess it and get on the attack.
Tyler Kennedy through the middle of the zone, lays it off for Couture. Logan, a quick shot, and he tried to pick the far corner and didn't miss by much. Jamie Benn for Tyler Seguin. Up the middle, a shot and a tip by Benn, and he missed. Vlasic harassing him just enough. Braun can't get to it in time, gives Seguin a shove. And Kennedy back on it.
Again, Trevor Daly jumping up and playing. Logan Couture had him, but then Daly cut to the left, and Logan missed him. Logan not very happy with himself coming off the ice.
We're in overtime here in Dallas. Pavelski into the Stars zone, up the middle, a poke check there. Marleau trying to find it, so is Pavelski. And out with it is Ray Whitney, but it's picked off by Pavelski. With Marleau, gives it back to Patrick. He'll make a little room for himself, wants Pavelski in front of the net, trickles through to the goal, and Ellis will cover.
In overtime with 4-on-4. So important to get pucks out when you have the opportunity. And right there, the Sharks tried to capitalize on a puck that did not clear the blue line by the Dallas Stars. And Dan Ellis has really been solid since that third goal he scored on him.
Well, and really since the first goal to some degree,
really.
giving up a goal on the first shot of the game.
It's tough to do. You give up that goal, and then Matt Nieto's goal, you're a little shaky, but he's been strong since.
Stewart fires, and Ellis has got it in his glove again. No rebound for Burns, who was battling for position in front of the net with sturdy Stefan Robidas.
Yeah. Brent Burns, very hard to contain. Look at that battle in front of the net. Two guys just battling. And what Robidas does well is he has Burns stick up in the air, and Burns is tripping at Robidas right now. We'll switch up here.
Thornton directing a little traffic will take this draw. Gets to it on the boards, out to Burns, and off his skate he takes a quick shot. Chase on, back on it, but he overskated it. Burns to Thornton, and Joe lost it to Dillon. Thornton back checking. Burns trying to get hold of it on the near boards. Eakin able to pitch it across the ice for Robidas. Sharks will change on the fly here. Under 3 left in the overtime. Chase on, overskates it. Here's Kennedy. Tries to dangle around Robidas. Gets a second opportunity. Kennedy in front. Oh, he had Couture and he missed on the backhand.
He knew Logan was going to go to the net, so he gave a no-looker behind the back.
All as a result of miscommunication by the Stars in their own end. Here's Kennedy again. Leads it for the Birds. Now they change sides. Irwin, a shot, wants a tip. It goes wide. Picked up by Eakin, he gave it away. Kennedy comes out from behind the net. Ellis trying to get hold of it. It's Demers now at the point. High slot. Kennedy pulls the trigger. That goes off a Dallas skate wide. Robidas, he's been out there forever.
Good.
And the Stars will make some changes here as we're down to 2 minutes in overtime. Another steal. Pavelski wanted to go up top, and Daly picked off his pass for Hannon. Tyler Seguin on the ice. Hannon back on it for the Sharks. Banks it around calmly to Braun. Pavelski checks his shoulder. Seguin right on him, and he won the back check battle. Here's Jamie Benn up the boards. Daly ranging toward it. So is Braun. And Pavelski back behind the goal line makes the defensive play, and it's cleared out beyond center with 1.5 minutes left in overtime. Stars have gotten away with a few giveaways in their own end here in the overtime period. Doligoski for Peverly. Rich Peverly pulls the trigger, and he had Niemi leaning, but it was wide.
Yeah, Sharks coaches wanted the D to stand up, but they couldn't. Peverly was coming up with too much speed, and the Sharks D were back.
Stewart
control.
has to hurry. Up for Burns. He'll get it out now. Race to the puck.
Hit in the back. Penalty coming up.
Penalty to Dallas. A check in the back to Brent Burns by Sergei Gonchar.
Yep. Sergei Gonchar with the hit in the back to Brent Burns. Brent Burns goes to protect the puck. Wants to clear it. Now he's going to protect the puck with his body.
For cross-checking.
And the cross-check is going to get called to Sergei Gonchar. So here it is.
So the Sharks, who are 0 for 4 on the power play tonight, will get a 5th one. But this time it'll be 4 on 3. And I wonder if Todd McClellan may use his time out here to rest the top guys.
Yeah. Just did. Just called the timeout. Timeout's going to happen.
So we'll see the big boys out there with a little breather here as McClellan uses his timeout here in overtime with the game tied at 3, 1:02 to go, and the Sharks on a power play. Stay tuned. Esurance Sharks postgame live. Coming up next, Brody Brazil, Brett Hedican standing by in our studios in San Francisco. Jamie Baker's here. He'll chime in. We'll have postgame reaction from the Sharks dressing room. All that immediately following the conclusion of this one, and the Sharks have a glorious chance here to end it on a power play. Gonchar for the cross-check at 3:58 of overtime. Marleau, Thornton, Pavelski, and Couture for the Sharks. Fiddler will take the draw. He's out with Robidas and Dillon for Dallas. Off the face-off, Marleau back to the line. Now Pavelski on the power play. Shoots, block, Marleau, and he can't put it home as Couture's over to retrieve it. Pavelski to Couture. Logan, shot, block. Now Pavelski again to Thornton.
Again, moving, calling from the bench. Want some movement in this power play.
Almost stolen by the Stars. Pavelski gets it over to Couture. Takes the shot, and Ellis will stop it and hold.
Tried to catch Ellis with a quick little shot as Ellis was moving from left to right, but more conversation from the bench. Moving. They don't want the power play standing still. Good support in the corner. Go low, high. Logan Couture just wants to snap it quickly. Maybe waiting for a little bit of a timing as Joe Thornton was crossing in front of Dan Ellis's eyes.
Only change as Eakin comes on to take the draw instead of Fiddler. Dillon and Robidas stay on in the same group for the Sharks.
30 seconds left in the game.
Or at least before shootout, unless the Sharks win it here. Off the draw, trickles right through to Ellis. Off the stick of Marleau, and he'll freeze it again.
Joe Thornton knew exactly what he wanted to do there. He wanted to go forward with it and get Patrick Marleau to jump to the net as well. As you said, Joe's been lights out in the game with faceoffs.
And he wins another draw. Pavelski, Couture, Pavelski. Has to turn away from pressure by Eakin. Thornton right up the middle, but Dillon intercepts. He'll play it out.
Has a good read by the Stars. Might have one more time for one more rush.
Sharks will have to score off the rush. Here we are, under 10 in overtime. Thornton glides toward the net. 5 seconds to go. Couture in front. Ellis will cover it. Dillon broke his stick off at the blade. There'll still be time for a face-off here. Just under 3 seconds to go.
Sharks coaches are yelling to see if the referees will check. And Paul Dvorsky saying, I checked on the time on the clock. Tried to go for a little stuff play. Puck sitting there, and the Dallas Stars, Dan Ellis able to cover it up. The blocker, they went back upstairs, but they already checked the time. Got to win it and shoot it.
Pavelski and Fiddler in the circle. The drop, Marleau to the net. And a save by Ellis, and there's the horn. Well, the Sharks do get one more chance in overtime. And this one's going to end in a shootout.
Dan Ellis comes up big. Kick back. Look at Patrick Marleau. It's Dan Ellis right in the mask. Patrick Marleau jumping to the net with a backhand opportunity.
That's the end of overtime. They'll resurface things here in Dallas, and we'll be back. Antti Niemi getting over to his net. Sharks goaltender 25-15 in his career in shootouts. Dan Ellis, not quite the body of work that Niemi has, 8-9. This is his first shootout as a member of the Dallas Stars. Waiting for the lineups to come our way as far as who the shooters will be, and Lindy Ruff has already decided to go first, and it will be Jamie Benn going first for Dallas.
Well, Jamie Benn is a shooter. He's got a great release on the shot.
They didn't do a full flood, of course, in the shootout, in case you don't remember from last year. Kind of a dry scrape, make the ice a little smoother for the shooter. And here's Benn. Takes it wide, now back to the middle. Weaving. And Niemi with the save.
Tried to go 5-hole. Gets him moving a little bit. Tries to cut in. See Antti Niemi's, like, his foot movement there kind of, I don't know if it intrigued Ben or not, but enough for Antti Niemi to make the save.
Here's Joe Pavelski. He'll start out on the shootout for the Sharks against Dan Ellis. And Ellis makes the save.
We'll stop up, try to go backhand. Dan Ellis with some superb goaltending. We'll stop, try to throw the goalie off. Look at that stick check. That stick check is so effective in that situation. Not a bad percentage for this kid.
Tyler Seguin for the Dallas Stars. He'll weave to the net. And he shot it high.
Antti Niemi's tough. Tough one to shoot out. Very patient guy. Puck jumped up on him. Andy Moe saying the puck just jumped up on Seguin there, because Andy was talking about on the scrape, there wasn't a great dry scrape by the crew here.
Here's Logan Couture now. And Ellis stuffs him. Two rounds in the books, nothing past either Niemi or Ellis.
They make the nets small, though, the goalies, don't they? They make the nets small.
Alex Chiasson now, his first career shootout attempt.
Speed.
He's going to come with speed. Here comes Chiasson. And he scores.
Puck was moving. For all the shooters, the puck has been bouncing. So Alex Chiasson just did the simple thing. Come in with speed and fire it.
And it'll be up to Brent Burns to score, or Dallas wins the shootout. Here's Burns. And that's the game. And the Sharks' winning streak comes to an end here in Texas.
The Dallas Stars and the San Jose Sharks both played one heck of a game. The Dallas Stars, you got to hand it to them. They were able to battle back from 3 consecutive deficits in the game. And then they were able to get the win in the shootout. A heck of a game, though, partner. I think on both sides, both teams had jump. Both teams had the emotion that Todd McLellan was talking about. But the Sharks couldn't finish it off.
A happy Dallas Stars group as they win it here in front of their home crowd. The final score in the shootout, the Stars 4, the Sharks 3. And Sharks Postgame Live with Brody Brazil and Brett Hedican starts right now.